Welcome, folks, to the 5th episode of the First Crack podcast. I am Christopher at Villain Coffee Company, and this is...
I'm Katie.
This is Katie, and sitting to my right is none other than Corey. Corey, what's your middle name?
Durant.
Corey Durant Simpson, CDS. Corey, welcome to the podcast.
Okay, my whole government, I see.
That's right. I got all you. I got your government.
What's your blood type?
I know, right?
That's right. I want all your details.
I don't think I know that.
I feel like blood type's not as important nowadays.
It's always important in case
Is
you
it?
need to have a
Transfusions?
transfusion.
Okay. But like, it's not something that people, like you said, no one knows it. I have no idea what I am.
I don't
think
think I
unless
know.
you're like a universal donor or whatever, like the people, like the super blood, then no one knows or cares what they are.
Obviously, you haven't donated blood in a very
Clearly,
long time.
They
tell you that. I
Do they?
think. I don't
No,
know.
I have no idea. Anyway, I'm going to move these keys out of the shot because we are doing something different. But normally, our protocol is to start every episode drinking coffee and to talk about how great coffee is. So today we're drinking something that is actually not on our roster yet. We are drinking a Brazil that was sent to us from the lovely people at Cafe Imports. Corey's sipping on it. Katie's sipping on it. What do you guys think?
I love it. I think it's delicious. I think we should make it.
You think we should buy it?
We should buy
and make it one of ours?
I think this is a winner.
A winner?
Corey?
All right, chicken dinner.
absolutely.
Vegan chicken dinner. Do you, what do you guys taste? Anything specific besides just deliciousness?
I mean, for me, it's really smooth. It doesn't have that typical burnt taste that I normally taste from some coffee. It's really good. I like it a lot.
We strive for not having that burnt taste.
Exactly.
That's kind of our goal. It's not make things taste burnt and
Never
terrible.
burn it.
It's definitely not gas station coffee.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank
So
you.
It's no
I like
Quick
it.
Trip.
Yeah.
I've heard Quick
much
Trip has good
appreciation.
coffee. I don't know. Cool. Well, Corey, again, man, thanks for coming by today. Just what's up, man? What's going on in your world?
Just same old
Same old-ish?
Yeah.
Just hanging out?
Same-ish, different toilet.
There you go. That's one way to put it. I gotcha. So if you're here, that means the register's wide open at People's Market.
That is
no
true.
No one's cooking, no one's cleaning, no one's
Shut
running the
down.
show. This is wide open.
I think I'm going to go check now that you say that.
Okay.
But no, everything's
gotcha.
good.
There's a gap in the time that we broadcast this. You were good.
Right. Good call.
Don't try to go there now.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you're
all
good.
good.
Now it's fully staffed again. It wasn't for a moment.
Everybody's there.
Well, nice, man. So I've known you for a couple years now. We met 100 years ago in Guys with Ties and kind of doing that whole, portion of our lives. At that time, you were in wealth management or financial planning of some sort.
True.
In the time I've known you, you've done that. I'm pretty sure you wrote a book, if not 2 books. Restaurateur.
Restaurateur.
How do you say that word?
Yeah.
Restaurateur.
Restaurateur.
Just don't spell it. The E and the U always
it's all weird.
Yeah.
I can't spell that word.
Exactly.
Just restaurant by itself, I mess up all the time.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
always have to
Yeah.
double check that.
I spell check that one every
I
time
used to
I
mess
do
up
it.
lieutenant all the time, like if I had to write it for whatever reason.
Lieutenant?
Yeah, lieutenant, because
It's an
it
odd
has
word.
one of those weird IEU
Oh,
setups.
yeah.
And I remember it because from New York, we had the Long Island Expressway, which was the LIE. I always remember write LIE and then the rest of the word.
Got you.
If anyone needs
Yeah.
that visual reference or a literal reference.
My word is unnecessary. I for
You
some
always look it
reason,
up.
I always mess that word
Yeah.
up. I have
You
no
put
reason.
3 N's in a
Yeah,
row.
it's just always messed up.
All ends.
Yeah, I'm like,
Start squiggling 'em.
Siri or whoever spell checking it for me can never
Yeah.
figure out what
Yeah.
I'm typing. So
That's
I
the
have to,
worst
like,
when you
yeah.
butcher a word so bad that the spell check can't
It
even
just can't
identify.
even
They're
It's
figure
like,
it
like
out.
no
Exactly.
replacements found. It's like, that's not English.
can't help you out.
They're like, do you want to try Spanish, perhaps,
Mine
or
is
Serbian?
the word field.
Field.
It's such a
You
short
go
word.
EI?
I always do.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mess
I
it
before
up.
E except
Do you have
after
a
C?
word?
No, I'm pretty good at spelling.
He knows everything.
All the
Exactly.
words. I was going to say Siri does me dirty sometimes, though. Like, Siri will autocorrect some shit that is unnecessary. Or just to mess with me, she'll change, like, there to, like, the wrong there.
I got you.
Make
I'm
you look
like-
like an idiot when you
So
send it.
Siri has, like, spell check, but not grammar check, I feel like.
I totally agree
You know
with
what I'm
that.
talking about?
Yeah.
Because she'll
Yeah.
put THEIR when it has no business being in the sentence, and then people assume I'm the idiot because that's a common thing that you
see.
mess up. So,
Yeah.
like, then they judge you, because I judge you. If you sent me a text with typos, I'm
yeah.
like, this guy didn't go to school. I'm like, he doesn't even know it's first it's, like.
It's actually funny you say that. I was mentoring someone, if you will, and I gave them a referral, and I said, well, reach out to them, give them a call. And they sent them a text message, and I was just like, like this is not how you do business through text message.
It depends how old you are,
and that's what it is. It's the age difference. And
the
I was
millennials
just like,
will do that.
and I was like, I don't get it at all.
Like, actually, I'm surprised they didn't DM.
Exactly.
So, like, to be honest with you, text is a step above DM, I think, but
text
still,
is more professional somehow.
On that level,
People still think DM.
I mean, I get it. Like after the relationship has been established, but like the first, you can't introduce yourself that way. I've never,
people don't like calling or talking anymore.
Talking is the big one. Yeah. People actually. So if you notice, the younger generations, even younger than millennials, is there a name for that yet?
Before millennials?
Actually, it is. Someone told it's something millennial. It's
so it's like millennial 2.0 or
something like that. I think I saw that one.
So anyhow, if you have a conversation with somebody in that age group, it's crazy. A lot of them don't even know how to like look people in the eyes. Or
just general handshakes and mannerisms. The conversation is going away.
A couple years back, where someone said
that
like the language was going to go away, and then I saw, I think it was like Maine or somewhere where they actually passed a law where you had to learn cursive.
I was going to bring that up because for sure penmanship is gone. Right?
I stopped writing in like
fifth grade.
I was before that. For me, it was like I remember they put like these IBM Tandy something computers from like Radio Shack in my elementary school.
I had a Tandy 1000.
And it was like, gosh, I'm like dating myself so bad.
Same.
So, but I remember like playing Oregon Trail.
And like,
oh my God.
Talk about dysentery all the time.
I know, right? And so, long story short, like once they got to the place where you can spell check, I stopped learning how to spell, and then I just stopped writing, and everything was just digital.
Well, and it's one of those things where, I mean, that's what technology sort of enables, right? It's like even like our phones, like everything you would ever need, any kind of reference is sitting on a 6-inch little square in your pocket.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like, it's almost a disservice, right? Because now, like, do you think I know anyone's phone number?
No.
I know my own number.
I know, and like three
I know
others.
like my dad's number because it's a house phone.
Yep.
And because I've known it forever.
Yep, same here.
But I legitimately, if you take my phone and you strand me in like some town, I got nothing.
Or if you go to jail.
With a payphone.
I don't know who to call.
Yeah, if they're like, you get one call, I'm like, I'd rather have.
Can I have my phone, please?
I'm like, can I just get internet access? I think that'd be better if you give me 25 cents.
That's very true.
Worth
exactly.
of like, a browser, so I can Google someone and look them up, because you don't have to remember that stuff anymore because computers do it for us.
Absolutely.
So then it's like, does that make us a better, like, or is that like for the betterment of the species that we can do more with technology, but like at the same time,
completely
we're dependent, and it takes away our capacity for like memorizing.
So here's a little trivia, not to cut you off.
Okay, no, do it.
But
it shows all our cutting.
I know, right? So it's more technology in your pocket than what went to the moon in the 60s.
So crazy.
But here's what people get wrong. What piece of technology is it?
In your pocket?
In your pocket.
Is it your keys?
Your key fob has more technology
is that right?
than the rockets, the space shuttle, everything that went up to the moon.
It's like RFID, all those other technologies.
So crazy.
It's like most people immediately think their cell phone, which obviously, but the key fob had so much technology in it that it's actually more than what they use.
That's so crazy.
That's nuts.
Wow.
So you see a lot of these movies where they talk about, like Ex Machina, like all these things where it's like what the future is going to look like. Like even like Minority Report. This dude who didn't turn his phone off for a podcast.
Jeez.
I mean, I know he's important, right? But like,
he's very important, actually.
Wow. Can we continue?
It's normal. Yeah, it's normally you're not on. I don't know why it's on. To be honest
we're
with
good
you.
though?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Right, just
it's totally fine. Forgive you. No, so I was going to say this.
Edit that piece.
I'm going to cut you off.
Yeah, no, we don't edit. No, we do edit.
With directions, I'm guilty of this. Like,
oh my God, no one's worse.
Because I'm so dependent on my GPS getting me from A to B, like, I don't know where I'm going anymore. I'm never paying attention to the roads. I don't know anything about what links up with what. I'm just like,
You can't call her when she's driving because she'll be like, here's the conversation. Here's the conversation. No joke. Every 13 seconds, it's like, yeah, so I think we probably should invest in some of it. Hold up. Right turn coming at Smith. Okay, so where were we? hold up. I gotta see where I am. Like this is driving to South Park Mall.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sure you've been to the mall 100 lies. We've all been to the mall 100 times. She probably can't get to the mall without her phone.
Oh my goodness.
Still to this day. So you got to.
That's probably true.
Yeah. So
I had to think about that. Yeah.
Anyway, the point I was making was like I believe that a lot of the movies we see that sort of depict the future are probably close to spot on to where like we're not doing shit in the future. Like the cars are moving us. Like you walk into a store, like the store knows it's you. Yeah. It tells you what aisle to go to. You know,
it's Minority Report.
Yeah, all that stuff. Man.
Exactly.
I feel like I don't know. It's another topic altogether. Anyway, we're here to talk about you, not Minority Report. Yeah. So I think where I went with all that was that you are, at least have had your hands involved in a lot of different things in the time I've known you, and you're always kind of excelling and just doing things that are on a larger scale than most people would probably even attempt. So like most people don't wake up and say, hey, I'm going to write a book. And by the way, you know, I'm managing millions and billions of dollars for people. And by the way, I think I'm going to also start a restaurant, which I know you had some background in. Just give me like the quick and dirty kind of how, why, where, when, all that good stuff.
I don't know. Honestly, I do remember the when. I literally was laying in bed one morning and I just like, I want to go open a restaurant. And I woke up and I just started driving around Charlotte looking for locations. Damn. And I saw a place. I made the phone call. And, you know, within a couple of weeks, I'm signing a lease.
This is People's Market.
The People's Market. Okay. I had already left the financial world. I had been out of it for, I think, about a year at that point.
Okay.
And then I just said I need to try something new.
Yeah.
And
there you go.
I had been semi-successful at it, never like grand successful. It was just more like, I feel like the lessons that I learned from the first, second, third experience, that it was kind of like all the timing was right to put all those experiences together and say, hey, let's do it this way.
The culmination of your life experience and the opportunity to in that location, right? Because we've joked about this before, but you're at the corner of Kenilworth and East,
correct?
Which is officially a haunted building in the sense that did 131 Main catch fire twice? I feel like
I think so. Yeah.
I think they caught fire twice, and then the tenant before them caught fire once, and the business before them caught fire once.
So
I think it's been a total of 4 fires.
That's why the fire marshal is in there a lot. It's like, I got to make sure this shit doesn't happen again.
Flammable.
Absolutely.
This is my semi-professional opinion. I'm going to say there's something flammable in that building that people aren't aware of. But yes, I mean, you've been there now. But again, so that location is stellar.
Money,
Dilworth did not have anything like People's Market. They needed it for a long time. And, you know, now you're sort of part of this, like you're, I'm not going to say you're the glue, but you're like the watering hole that people, you know, you're on the corner. Can't be better than a corner, right? The corner store, right? You sell everything people need in life. You sell coffee, boom. You know, you sell wine, beer, you know, your
donuts,
vegan donuts,
that. Best breakfast in town.
Best breakfast in town.
Best burgers in town.
I mean, dude, you have it all, right? So it's sort of, and you have ample space. It's not like you have all those things and you have 3 tables. I mean, you have a ton of space to where if I want to make you my home office, I'm going to come in and buy a cup of coffee and mooch your Wi-Fi for 6 hours.
Yeah, we have a lot of those.
That happens all the time.
Right? So,
those are the ones that get the dirty looks from me.
That's right. We're like, how's your coffee? Can you get you another one? You're hungry, right? You've been here since breakfast.
I know, right?
Do you have people that get like breakfast, lunch, and dinner there?
We do have those customers.
Yeah, they're just hanging out all day.
Absolutely. And then, but we do have the ones that'll come and get a cup of coffee, get a refill, and then try to sneak another refill in, and then ask for water like 8 times a day.
And just use the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a guy sitting on the patio the other day did that. Like he just came and posted up on the patio.
What do you do in those situations? Are you just like, man? Are you just?
I mean, there's a piece of me that gets it. Yeah. But then I guess the business person in me is just like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
like,
taking up space.
Like, you know, we're trying to run a business here,
for sure.
and we're a small business, and like dollars matter and things, you know, things add up. So it's like, I know you look at it, I was like, well, I'm not bothering anyone. And I was just like, but you're
paying for Wi-Fi whether I'm here or not.
Exactly.
It's like, but at the same time, you know, I think there's like some unspoken law, like every hour you're there, you should like get a cup of coffee
absolutely
or something.
Yeah,
like get
you should do something,
kombucha or whatever.
Absolutely.
Right. Just kind of keep it moving. So, I mean, so again, this restaurant's amazing. And then you decide, well, it's so amazing. I should open another one right next to it. I should then open a different concept.
No, well, so the space already had like this cocktail thing bar already there.
That was WN or something.
It was called Copper, which was like CU.
Yeah, it had like the periodic table.
Correct.
It was like the element
Yes.
symbol.
Was it closed? Or
yes,
when you were there?
Yeah, they were. It was kind of like an all-in-one deal.
Oh,
and
so you own that space too?
Correct.
Or you lease that space?
Absolutely.
Oh,
so
okay.
Nice.
I just, when I first saw it, I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do, but I just knew I wanted it.
Sure.
And it was just, the square footage was small enough. I was like, this could be like a little pet project.
Yeah, something on the side.
So we took a couple months after the People's Market opened,
Okay.
and then just finally like fine-tuned what we wanted to do, and then was able to like launch the Queen and Glass, which has been, I guess, a good success so far. We were named one of Charlotte's best new restaurants.
That's how you do it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And so that was pretty exciting. And then, we keep getting better, which is always my like goal and aim for my staff.
For
is
life.
like, just get better. Like, I'm not going to like hold you to mistakes. It's as long as you're trying to get better, and that's what we do. We mess up all the time, but we don't make like fatal mistakes to where people won't come back and see us.
Yeah,
So
you're not killing people.
Exactly.
How much do you, or I guess how involved are you in things like, menu design or like mixology, like coming up with drinks and things like that? I mean, does your squad do that, or are you
so
in there tasting like pork chops?
I allow people to do their own thing,
Yeah.
but I have the final say.
For sure.
So it's just like, if someone brings a dish to me and is like, I have an idea for this dish, and then I was like, okay, well, do it, and then let me taste it.
I'll decide. What
And so I'll say, I'm not sure about this one, or I'm like, this is great, or it looks good but doesn't taste good, or it tastes good and doesn't look good.
Terrible.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been those little hits and misses, and then we just kind of figure things out. And so like even now we're in a like. Sometimes things look good in the beginning, but then when you start putting them on in front of people and seeing people's reaction, and you're like, let's bring that one back and let's try something different. So we've tweaked our menu. Like on the People's Market side, we've had 4 menus.
Yeah, you've tweaked it a few times now, and it keeps getting better in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the Queen and Glass has had 2 menus, and our 3rd menu comes out next month.
Nice.
So
that's awesome. And you guys are open every day, Queen and Glass?
Queen and Glass is closed on Sundays and Mondays.
Okay.
And then and we open at 5 the rest of the week, and then we just kind of close just based off of volume.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Cool. So, I mean, obviously pretty well accomplished. Do you have like a mentor? I mean, do you have like a team or like a group of people just like maybe in your personal life that you lean on when you're like, hey, I got this idea. What do you think?
Yeah,
or
I don't have enough of that, to be honest with you.
Google. Like, how do you come up with your, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't have that.
Okay.
I have friends.
Can I be your mentor?
I know, right? You sure can.
I don't know shit about restaurants or anything else, but I will be your mentor.
You absolutely can.
Your life coach.
And that's probably one of the biggest challenges that I even face now. It's just that I have these big grand ideas, and then I don't have technically anyone holding me responsible
the execution.
except for myself.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'll go through these moments when I'm like, I have this big idea, and it'll just kind of like sink down below until I just wake up and say, oh, I'm about to do it.
I got to do it.
So even my book, like the first book, it literally sat on my laptop for like a decade.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then finally I had this client who was a publisher, and then I'd like, hey, I just want you to read something. And then as soon as they read it, it got me excited again. So I went back, fine-tuned it, and rewrote it, and then it turned.
They published it, or you went self-published?
I self-published.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like a co-op. Like I self-published, but like based off of how many books you sell out the gate, then they kind of like take over.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. So,
and just give the people a high level. What's the book about? Hold on, the people.
Yeah,
all 12 of them. Guys, if you want to.
We're gonna go up to like once. I'm gonna put this on the IG, so we'll go.
So we're gonna get more
you'll
followers.
Get a couple more
Yeah,
cool.
Subscribers.
I mean, basically, it's loosely based around me and some of my experiences, but then it's a lot of fiction there as well.
Okay.
It's just like short stories. I always tell people the title kind of says it all. It's called Random Thoughts from a Random Guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just feel like that's me. I'm just a guy in the crowd that you'll never see, never even like notice.
Solo dolo.
As solo dolo. Right. So that's me.
Right.
So and it's just these. I tried to bake it around the premise that everybody has these like thoughts that are in your head, but you never communicate them to anyone.
Yeah.
And so,
Yes.
so some of them are really, really dark thoughts, and
Yeah.
some of them are really fun thoughts.
Don't make me out to be a weirdo.
I know,
Everybody
right?
has those
But
thoughts,
everyone
though.
has
and
them.
nobody says them.
Absolutely.
And so congratulations to you for
and
saying them.
And I was extremely honest in some of my thoughts, and then some of them was just fun. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's one where I write about winning the lottery. Like, I've never won the lottery. But the idea came from was like driving down the highway and you see this, like, the Powerball is $350 million. And then the first thing you think to yourself is, what would you do?
Yeah.
And
what
so
would you do? What's number one for you?
I don't, it changes like every single time. But
Okay,
probably me
today.
get on a plane.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to disappear. Like,
buy your own plane.
Yeah, exactly.
You buy a
I'm like,
pilot.
I'm getting on a plane. I'm
You're
going
like,
somewhere, and like, I don't want anybody calling me. I'm
and
just
just
gonna
a break from life.
absolutely.
Like 5-10 year break.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we take it back to those dark thoughts? You put a filter on that at all, or are you just pretty much honest about
I was super
everything?
honest about it. Yeah, I mean,
That's cool.
I mean, in this book, because there's a part 2 that's coming out later this year. Part 2 is definitely darker.
Yeah.
But part 1, I talked about some of the things I dealt with as far as like depression and just like failure, and those type of things.
all go through it.
And then like breakups, heartbreaks, relationships type things. Those are some of the thoughts that just pass through your head when, you know, am I good enough? Why am I failing? You know, like, what's wrong with me?
Self-doubt is always
it's like,
and especially when you aim so high, right? Like
absolutely.
I think the people that settle for mediocrity, then it's weird because then it's almost like this like ignorant bliss, right? It's like, well, I'm cool. Like, I'm just gonna have this 9 to 5 and just and not to disrespect anyone who works a regular 9 to 5, but like, if you don't really aim super high, then
you're never let down.
The degree to which you can fail is lessened.
Yeah, I mean, I think about
easy.
failure every day.
Right.
I mean, like, I walk into the store sometimes and I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, why are we not busy? What's going on? What's wrong?
Yeah, what
and
did you wrong?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, even as a startup business, I'm sure you guys know, there's always just those moments where you think like, am I doing the right thing?
Right.
I was like crying
Absolutely.
to her last week. I was like,
he had
it's the
a
beginning.
moment
I had a
last week.
breakdown, right?
Yeah, it's
We
tough.
all do, though. I mean, there's a level of vulnerability that comes along with owning a business and putting yourself out there. So it happens.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I think we had this discussion the other day with social media too, just in people's lives in general, but specifically owning a small business. When you are blasted all day, every day with like other small businesses, which congratulations to these people. It's awesome seeing people do stuff. But at times it can be like, wow, everybody's doing a thing. And today specifically, we're not doing a thing. So it kind of like wears on you a little bit. But you can take those things, you can flip it too and see those things as inspiration too.
Absolutely,
so,
yeah.
I mean,
I tell everybody it's like short term, long term.
Right.
Like you get lucky. Like there are these wonderful local, national success stories where people like just hit a home run straight out the gate, and then there's times where you have to really work your butt off.
Yeah.
And like when I look at my numbers in my accounting, after the first 4 months, we probably should have just shut down and just died and retreated back to something new, you know.
Yeah, white flag.
Exactly. Yeah.
This isn't
So,
working.
but it's all, and I'm a little background. Like I actually went to school to be a lawyer, and so I studied.
everything.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So I studied history
Yeah.
to go to law school, and just so that's one of the things I take pride in is like studying other businesses. And most great successful stories always start with failure.
Always.
And so it's like when you look at how other people started their businesses, they were in debt for like months, years before something happened.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
usually
You had
what
that
it is
pivotal
that
moment.
happened is that you endured, and like that's where I am right now.
Right.
And that's kind of just been my thing. Just keep pushing.
Yeah.
Don't let things get under your skin.
Right. Right.
I think we're all vulnerable to failure and doubt and all these things that just creep in your mind, but you just have to keep pushing.
Well, and it's two things there too, right? So absolutely endure it and have the perseverance, like you said. You're in an industry where like people are fickle, right? Like your Queen and Glass is a relatively new restaurant, but like soon it won't be new.
Correct.
And we're in Charlotte.
Correct.
So like
Where
if I'm at
everything's
that
new.
new,
Yeah.
Exactly.
then like I don't need that
Exactly.
old shit. Queen and Glass, we've been there already.
Absolutely.
Right? So you have to like keep it sexy. You have to do those things. You have to become a staple to where then you're like the restaurant everyone has to go to at least once because like, we know about it, and you go, it's like, oh damn, the food's so good. Let me make this a regular part of my rotation, right?
And that's one of the things that I try to minimize the exposure in the beginning, because that's a Charlotte phenomenon. It's like what happens is everybody runs towards what's new and exciting, and then they retreat back so fast. So it's like, you know, that happened a little bit with us at the People's Market. Like everybody ran in and they retreated out. And then
they were ready if they needed something.
They needed, but then they abandoned us with the same quickness they came in.
Right.
And so we had to make a lot of changes and to like kind of earn that business back. But like the Queen and Glass, I didn't want that glitz and glamour. I mean, we had to let people know that we were open, but I didn't go for the whole like you know, the cool kids thing. I didn't. I'm not a fan.
Let it come organic.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's one of those things that people kind of stumble upon it. They're like, look what I just found. This is my thing. Like, and then they're going to want to keep on coming back.
And then, like, even last night, I'm standing there and I didn't recognize anyone.
And
Queen and Glass?
And that's like, actually, I looked at that as a great thing. It's because it's like we're packed. And it's people that I didn't invite. It's people that aren't my friends.
Friends and family.
Absolutely. So it's like you got to get the word out to people you don't know, and that's how you're successful.
That's it.
So. Do you, on that note, I guess, team up with other local businesses to kind of play off each other in that aspect? I guess, like, doing events or
I mean,
anything like that?
We're in this time and age, I guess, where it's like I think I know what you're saying.
Like, do you use other people to get business?
I mean, we like right now, everyone's a blogger, so everyone. So it's like we're using those avenues as far as like communicating, setting up events with bloggers to do certain things. As far as like on the People's Market side, we support local businesses. So like I think you guys did a tasting with us one time before.
You were actually our first. We lost our retail virginity to People's Market.
I got you.
You were legit our first.
We'll always remember you.
Absolutely. I love it.
You have a special place in our hearts.
There you go. That's awesome.
He popped the coffee cherry.
Did you get in the car and like,
I wrote it in my diary.
Oh my God, that is so cute. Awesome.
So like you said, always support. I think you guys used to do like little pop-up markets too, right?
We did. We're gonna when it's a little warmer, it's a little easier to do those things. So I think maybe like April we'll start back doing like little pop-up market things, and it's always fun because it's like you got all these small business owners.
You know, and people love that shit.
Absolutely,
people love to come out and support local. It's almost like a farmer's market, but not like for more things and just like turnips.
Absolutely. So we're gonna probably go back to doing like once a month, and then just kind of like bringing people throughout the day so people get it. So I think it's fun.
So who are some of the local businesses that you have at People's Market?
Locally, we partner. I mean, I feel like we have like every coffee roaster in town.
And all the kombucha.
We definitely have all the kombuchas. But like Two Scoops is one of our partners. Green Brothers is one of our partners. Cheesecake Carousel is another partner. I'm probably saying their name wrong. I apologize. Moo Vegan.
Moo Raw
Vegan. Awesome.
They're one of our vendors.
Yeah, Casey back there.
Casey moved that dough. Love Casey.
Me too. Her donuts are amazing. She made me birthday donuts, and it was phenomenal. Shout out Casey.
Yeah, shout out Casey and Little River.
I know, the cutest.
Yes. I mean, a lot of times people come to us and they're like, hey, we want to sell our stuff there. And I wish I could support everyone, but sometimes their products just don't fit what we're doing.
For sure.
And I have a young lady now, she's selling candles. And I told her, I was like, hey, we want to support, but we've had candles before and they just didn't move.
Just don't move.
So it's like maybe that's the situation where I bring her in on like the pop-up.
Just
and
get her
then
some exposure.
Absolutely,
give
her some exposure. Absolutely.
That's cool that you're kind of like an incubator too for other small businesses.
And try. And I've always tried to give like good, honest feedback about people's products and just kind of give them some insight. Because one of the things even I'm guilty of, and I feel like everyone thinks their product is the best.
Right.
And
of course,
I'm just
you
like,
have to. Otherwise, I mean, if you don't think your shit is the best, why are you doing that?
Absolutely. So, but you also at the exact same time need to be able to open yourself up to new ideas.
Yeah.
Right.
Open criticism.
Absolutely.
With that.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a tough pill to hear somebody tell you like, you know, if something you're doing doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so even with us, I remember this guy came in and it was like almost a fight in the
Really?
in the deli because the guy cut line.
Oh.
And he's just like, "Oh, I didn't know where to go," and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And I was like, "Well, your eyes tell you that there's a line here. That don't
Right.
mean you
Yeah,
just
that
walk
means you
up
just walk
to the
up
front."
Or your self-awareness
Yeah,
tells you
so-
that there's a line.
Exactly. So we literally had to like, you know, get some signs made.
Yeah.
And
Well, and that
so-
was something that I think even the first time I went, which was I think more or less the weekend or whenever you guys
Correct.
opened,
Yeah.
you guys have the concept of like start a tab and just roam around the store,
Absolutely.
buy whatever you want and add it to your tab. But it was still kind of like, all right, where do I pay for the coffee here, but I pay for the sandwich back there.
Yeah, it's- a lot of people just-
and then that front thing, like with the candy and all
Yeah.
that, like I was thrown off a little bit because I didn't know like literally where to step.
Absolutely.
You know,
and
I
so
wanted
like
the
that's
arrows from
absolutely,
Ikea to
yeah.
tell
So
me where
that's
to
that's
walk.
one of those situations where in my mind, I saw that other businesses were doing a similar concept, and it worked in their business.
Right.
But for us, it did not work
No.
because of the size.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
we're so much bigger than
Right.
some of our competitors.
Yeah.
And so like that,
Yeah.
it was a challenge. We had to
Right.
figure that out.
Plus, people
Yeah.
are robots, and so people
Absolutely.
Yeah.
people like to
Yeah.
be told.
They like
Yeah.
routine.
You know, people
and-
like
I'm not going to even
programs.
get robots are smart.
Well, they're smart if you program.
Yeah,
People
exactly.
Zombies.
instructions
People are
because-
zombies.
Yeah, I would go
How
with
about
like
that?
mindless zombies.
Mindless zombies because they have their phone like this.
Oh
so they
my
can't really
God!
see past
Yes,
that.
yeah. So you have to tell people what to do.
Yeah,
and then they'll
people
figure
like
it
to be
out.
told what to do. Though they
Absolutely.
like structure like that. If
So-
if you give them too many choices, they're just like
Totally
"Meh."
unrelated to people being zombies. But I just thought about it because you have that picture of Storm from X-Men.
Yeah,
Who does all that artwork?
Used to have that one.
that
Somebody
one.
bought it
Somebody bought
actually.
it?
Oh,
Yeah,
those for
yeah,
sale?
yeah,
Yeah,
they
those
are.
are for
Yeah,
sale. I thought those were
everything's up for sale except for two pieces.
Oh, damn.
But
Who does
yeah,
same guy or same girl?
yeah. Most of everything is by Mike Worth.
Okay.
From
Shout out Mike Worth.
Yes, Mike Worth. I think he's not originally from Charlotte, but he's a awesome artist. A lot of his stuff. I think he's
Yeah.
part of that Southern Tiger collective.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
so-
up on Davidson.
Yep,
right over
absolutely.
this
So they do some really good stuff.
way. Okay.
Yeah, and
Nice,
I
nice.
just bonded with a guy, and he just every time we need something, he's always there for us.
Drop it in there.
Absolutely, he
Great.
did all the art for the Queen and Glass because
Okay.
as we have all the different ethnicities of queens
Yeah.
that we show homage to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. We always talk about getting like a mural or some shit like that painted in here because you have a bunch of white walls.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the conversation always dies.
Yeah.
It's like, we should do that. Well, on to something else. Let's go roast some
Yeah,
coffee
I mean,
beans.
yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike does some good stuff. Just for in here, I actually have somebody else to suggest for you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Send the link.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think she's part of that.
DM me.
Yeah.
She's part of that group too as well. She's awesome.
Kind of side note, that's one of my favorite things about driving around Charlotte is all the murals and the art and the local artists that do
Yeah,
stuff.
everything. I guess west of Uptown.
Northwest.
North, yeah,
Yeah.
north.
It's got a mural.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you get past like where Dilworth and
Yeah.
And there's no
South
more art.
Park. Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
more art.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
no more
art. It
it's
just stops.
yeah, it just
The
goes
culture
crazy.
stops. Excuse me. So I don't know, man. What's the newest dream that keeps you up at night that you're tinkering with?
Just growing people's market.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we
Okay.
are right now. Just trying to figure out, are we ready to expand or
Yeah.
do we need to make some changes? That's
Okay.
just kind of where we are.
You said a podcast maybe is coming your way.
A
or coming our
podcast. That's
way?
something I'm doing personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of the. It's not the next thing,
Okay.
but it's just
it's on the list.
it's on the list.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
What have you not done? I feel like you've done. you went.
Do you play
gonna
the
go to
cello?
law
You play
school.
the cello? Are you a
wrote
practicing
book,
doctor?
restaurant.
I did play the trumpet
Medical
years and
degree?
years ago. Yeah.
Nice.
No.
I play the recorder. It's not a
Yeah.
real
I mean,
instrument.
I've never been afraid to reinvent myself.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like again, like I haven't been successful at everything, so it's just about taking risks and just figuring out like how am I going to pay my bills? I got to
Yeah.
figure out something. So sometimes there's little hiatuses between one project to the next,
Sure.
but it's just just taking a step back and figure things out and just move on to the next project.
I love it.
So,
Love it. It's a good
but
mindset.
I'm blessed to the point now where I can take on other projects to where I can experiment a little bit more, and that's kind of where I am now, ready to take some strategic risks.
So you've basically acquired this, body of work, and just all these experiences, right? Like throughout your time here on Earth. Do you feel like there'd be would you jump at some opportunity to just sort of share that with others? I mean, we're doing it now kind of right on the podcast,
Absolutely,
but like formally, like would you, mentor some children or like other entrepreneurs or I don't know, like.
I mean, it's something I would love to do. I just don't find myself that interesting, to be honest.
You don't think you're interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Moderately interesting.
I mean,
I don't think we would have asked you to be here today. If
I know, right?
We kind of like you.
Yeah, you're just nice. You're not really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I've been told that I'm preachy.
Okay.
So but I've always tried to like not be that.
Yeah.
So. Because I'm hard on people, I expect like people to know stuff.
Yeah, to step up.
So absolutely,
be prepared.
So that's why that mentor thing might not work. I'm kind of like the head coach of a basketball team. Yeah, I'm like,
you're either starting five or you're dead to me.
Exactly.
I got you. I hear you.
So I can recruit you very well, but as soon as you're on a team,
if you don't produce,
your
ass on the bench.
Absolutely. But I would love to do something like that. That's. I had a gentleman approach me about doing some executive training once, and it just didn't fall through. But we'll see. You never know. Absolutely, you never know what the road is going to be.
I went through. I watch a lot of like motivational stuff on YouTube, and the value of that stuff is debatable, right? Whether it's like you watch it and it's like you're motivated for 10 minutes, then like you forget all the shit you just heard, or does it stick with you, or like does it set you on fire to like take you to some other level? Whatever the answer is, for a while I was like, I think I could be a motivational speaker. I was like, I think I could memorize a bunch of quotes from like Confucius and like Aristotle and like all these things, just kind of go out there and just kind of try to motivate. I think there's some value there, man.
It is,
and I don't know. I think if you respond well to it, some people look at it as like, it's just fluff and it's just dudes talking and like what qualifies that guy or that girl to motivate me. And, it could just be something you need to hear. Sometimes you have to hear the same shit over and over and over. And one day it resonates. And then it's like, all right, well, you know what, I did hear that, but now like I'm hearing it.
Absolutely. It's like, what's the gentleman's name? Is it Tony Robbins?
Yeah. Tony Robbins.
Yeah, it's like, he has like this huge following. Yeah. And I like listened to his podcast one day, or actually it was like a TED Talk, I think. And I was just like so unimpressed.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, and it wasn't that he wasn't impressive. It was just that the content was stuff that I hear in my head every single day, and I'm thinking like, do people really need this? And they do, and there's a value and there's a product there that you have to motivate people, because everyone isn't self-motivating.
Absolutely.
And they have to hear it at the right time in their life.
Absolutely.
It's almost like when you break up, then all of a sudden all the songs
sound like they're singing
it's
for you.
Like, oh my God, Taylor Swift, how do you know? How do you know exactly how I feel?
That's me and Drake. Like every Drake song.
Every Drake song.
Every Drake song? Really? Wait,
every love songs.
Every Drake song I feel like is something has happened in my life.
Wow, you have an interesting life.
Ratchet happy birthday.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, I love Drake.
Who doesn't love Drake?
Seriously. I was just gonna say Tony Robbins, is that his name?
Yeah.
I think he's more of a brand at this point, so people like seek him out as far as I need some motivation. Tony Robbins, so maybe that's why it wasn't so super impressive to you, but
he has like he'll do things like the arena.
He sells out.
Like
Dude's huge.
Joel Osteen level.
Yeah. Plus he's like his demeanor. He's just very like, here I am.
Yeah,
he's got big teeth.
Well, he's 6'6". He's a fucking giant.
6'6", big teeth,
he's a big dude, gigantic hands. I mean,
very big, like features.
So what does that make you? you call somebody?
I have friends. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I have friends that call me Hodor.
Oh my God! Well, we called you Xerxes forever.
Of course, he never lives that down.
Segue into my final question for you, sir.
And just for the record, I've seen the Halloween picture.
Have you? Okay. For the record, you haven't, general public. So
everybody's gonna Google that shit now.
You can't find it.
How excited are you for April?
Yeah.
April.
Game of Thrones, April.
Oh, yes. Well, it's so much happening in April. That's Infinity War.
I saw the last Infinity Wars where everyone dies. Half the people die.
Yeah, it's the second one is coming in April. Yeah. And then, Game of Thrones is coming.
So I'm new to Game of Thrones, but I'm caught up. I burned through all of it in like 2 months, I think. Just that HBO Go, HBO
Yeah.
Now subscription.
All day, every day.
Is it your subscription or someone else's?
No, I paid for it.
Oh, okay.
It was the best $14 I ever spent.
There you go.
And,
I wonder how many people out there are using somebody else's Netflix.
Oh, it's probably
or HBO
half
Go.
of the population.
I'm surprised
yeah.
they really haven't cracked down on that. Actually, they would be like doubling their
They would,
revenue.
but I think it's kind of one of those things
Just
where
You kinda have to let it go.
because
Yeah.
you pull
They're doing
people
fine.
into
Yeah,
it, and
that's
maybe
true.
at some point they'll be a customer.
Yeah.
So
true.
who wins in the end? What's your theory?
I have the belief that Sansa is going to be.
Do you read the books real quick?
I read the first one and
Okay.
I didn't get past
Okay.
it. Yeah, it's just,
There's no book that corresponds to what's
No.
about
To-
to happen.
No,
Correct,
no, it's
correct,
not. It
yes.
hasn't been written until recently. Now they're
Correct.
done filming. Yeah.
So they're going to release the book after they release.
I don't know. Are they
And
going to
it-
release the book?
Well, he hasn't finished it yet. He's
Yeah.
been promising
making
for 10
it up
years.
as he goes
Yeah.
along?
So, but he's a part of this process. So
Yeah.
I assume that
There'll be some
it's
say.
something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you think Sansa?
I
Stark?
have this.
Ooh.
It's her timeline
House
is just
Stark?
so
Yeah?
yeah. It's
When's
just
it
something
at?
about her timeline that just interests me.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's just playing this like. She's very smart and cunning, and she survived like some really crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Ramsay?
she survived
Who was
Jeff.
worse,
She
Joffrey
survived
or Ramsay?
Joffrey,
Joffrey,
Ramsay.
Ramsay.
Yeah.
I don't know
Who
who's
was
worse.
Yeah.
God,
Oh
They
God.
both.
They were.
Well, I'll tell you this. I loved watching Joffrey die, which sounds
Oh,
terrible.
that was the
I love
best.
watching
I liked.
Ramsay die.
Well, they didn't really
but I
show
liked
him
Ramsay's
die.
character.
Yeah, but
a pit bull ate his fucking face.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
He played the character
That's a bad
well,
way to
though.
die.
Like
Yeah.
I liked watching his character. I liked how he was, even though it was terrible. I hated Joffrey. The way he delivered.
well,
everything.
he was
just,
weird
like, so
looking
hateable.
for starters,
Joffrey
and
was
like
His mouth
his
was
yeah,
weird, and his
like,
baby mouth.
hair.
I almost wish they would have like casted him differently,
different too.
or
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
had someone else. But I get like that's why I think a lot of
Yeah.
people didn't like because he just looked bratty.
He
Yeah,
did look
he looked
bratty.
bratty.
Yeah,
That's
but
a fantastic way to
Ramsey
describe it.
actually, in
He
my
was
opinion,
acting.
he was good looking. So
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, Ramsey.
Yeah, yeah, and he
But
was.
I hated what he was doing.
Yeah,
but
he
he
was
played
horrible.
the character really
yeah,
well.
he was a
Yeah.
horrible person.
Horrible
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have
that's
Sansa.
your
I
thing?
think at the end of the day, everyone who is Team Daenerys or Team, I guess we could call him Rhaegar now, since everybody's knows.
right.
Yeah,
So we know what's up.
He know his real name, but
Right.
Jon Snow. Like, I just feel like it's going to be a disappointment if you're pulling for one of those two.
Right.
To me,
Yeah,
that's just too
that's
easy.
too obvious.
It's too
That's way
Absolutely.
too obvious.
And so that's why I
Or-
lean towards Sansa.
Yeah.
What if
Just because
Cersei wins it when it's all said and
that
done?
would be horrible.
That'd be
Yeah.
horrible, right?
Yeah, I
But
just-
sometimes a
Yeah.
show of this magnitude, maybe they leave you with just a bad taste in your mouth when it's all
Oh
said and
God,
done.
it would just
It's
horrible.
not. It's not
As long as they don't fade to black, like
I know,
Sopranos,
I know.
like as long as they don't pull
look,
one of
they
those.
killed Ned
then-
Stark.
I know. That's what I was gonna say.
So
Their
why can't
shock
Cersei
value
win?
is so hard.
It's
Like they
ridiculous.
will end it with maybe like Daenerys
They'll
and
end
Jon
with
Snow
like
dying
Tyrion
or something.
getting eaten.
If
by a
Tyrion
dragon or
dies,
something. Tyrion.
it's-
He has to die.
He can't die.
Yeah.
He's my favorite. I think he's gonna.
He's
Come
He's
a
like
long way from
he's
Elf.
so
He was an
smart.
elf with Will Ferrell.
I
and
know,
now
right?
Was he really?
Yeah, he was. I mean, he played a dwarf, obviously. But
How do you know that?
How do I know that? Because I've seen Elf 1,000 times. It's one of the best
Actually,
Christmas movies ever.
I know it is, but is it actually him?
Yeah. He's the guy because they work for a book publishing company or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Will Ferrell's dad,
Yep.
Buddy the elf, right? Buddy's
No.
dad.
Yeah.
I've only seen Elf once. I'm
Oh.
embarrassed to say.
Do you not like Christmas? Is what I'm hearing.
I know,
Do you
right?
hate Christmas? Do you hate Christmas movies?
Yeah, I boycotted Starbucks. No, I'm just
Yeah,
like
right.
I actually do boycott Starbucks,
Yeah.
but not for that reason.
As you
Yeah.
should.
We like you even more.
Yeah. But no, anyway, he's an elf, and now he's
Okay,
Tyrion
I didn't know
Lannister.
that. But Tyrion
So,
is, in my opinion, the most
I
intelligent
think safe
character
to
on
say
that show.
Jamie Lannister gets waxed at some point.
I think they all die.
I think he's
think he
going
makes
to. He's a survivor.
Yeah.
I think he's going to end up on the right side of things.
Yeah.
Because if you really watch his story, he actually did the right thing by killing the Mad King.
Yeah,
He just
for
was
sure. Well,
a
you heard the
douchebag about
real,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
right,
he was
the
just a
real account
douchebag
of
about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
He's got one of my friends put it this way. He has a really great character arc, right? Like kind of where he started to like where he ends
Yeah.
up, and
Oh,
you
very
want to
true.
hate his guts in the
But you
beginning,
love him.
and
Absolutely.
now you're like,
Yeah.
wow, he's one of my favorite people on the
I
show.
just don't think he wants to lead. So I don't see him being the leader.
Right.
Right.
I feel like it'd be nice if he had to be the one to kill
Cersei. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that would be,
I think he's going to.
That would be
Seriously.
bad. I actually want her to get eaten by a dragon.
I can't
Yeah.
wait for her to die.
Because I don't
want
think
her to die for a
anybody
long
has
time.
been. I mean, The dragons have burned people, but they
Yeah.
haven't eaten anyone.
Right.
They haven't shown them bite anyone.
They saw him throw someone.
Yeah,
like,
throw it
when-
like do this.
Yeah,
like a dog.
yeah. But
the figure eight. The figure eight neck.
yeah, I would love to see
Yeah.
Cersei just get.
I think she probably will.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yeah. Cersei just.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Because this is the most heartbreaking part of ever watching Game of Thrones to me
When
was
Hodor
when
dies.
Hodor. Sad too. I love Hodor.
Hold the
No.
door, dude. When I
Yeah,
saw that,
you're like,
I
wait,
was
it all
like,
makes sense.
now I get it. Hold the door.
No, what was his real name?
On the show.
Yeah, not
On the show.
before he was Hodor. Yeah,
It was like
his childhood name.
Travis.
No,
That's his actual
Wallace.
name. Wallace.
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 Yeah,
Wallace
I think
can
it's
talk.
Wallace.
Yeah.
Wallace can talk.
So when Jon Snow died, that was the worst part for me, and I didn't realize it was going to happen, and I was almost going to give up on Game of Thrones at that point, but I kept going.
See, because I started late, I knew that Jon Snow didn't
comes
really
back.
die because I heard people like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god!" Like I knew that was the big thing to wait for. Jon Snow was going to die,
I got
and
you.
then knowing that he was coming back. So it was. I was just sort of expecting it to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much sold on Game of Thrones pretty much right when Ned died.
Yeah.
Like when Ned dies, it's like at that moment, like, wait, what? I thought I was gonna have him for like 8
Yeah,
episodes.
the
yeah,
Red Wedding.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Oh
mean,
my
like 8
God.
seasons rather, and
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
it was 8
oh,
yeah.
episodes. That's
Yeah,
all you
it
had
was
him
8
for. Was
episodes.
8 episodes.
He didn't even finish out the first season. It was like
No,
2
he was
episodes
dead
left
before it.
after that. So
That wasn't the
You-
finale.
no, it wasn't the finale. It was like 2 episodes. It was like episode
Jesus.
8 of season 1. And
Yeah,
it was 10.
that's what I was
think.
told. It was like, don't fall in love with any characters because
Yep.
they will kill them in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but I
and
think
you won't
that's
see it coming.
that's what you kind of have to remember that throughout the whole thing. So wait till the end. I think we're gonna see a lot of people.
That's
we
what
love die.
that's what I'm
like
saying. A
everybody's
lot of people
die.
are gonna
yeah.
die.
Oh,
Yeah, because
yeah.
we've
They have
had
to. Yeah.
literally like the last 2 seasons has been the same characters.
Yeah,
yeah,
It's
no
like-
one's died in a
no
while.
one's
No
died
one
in a
big has
while.
died.
No
if
one's
they
dead.
take Tyrion from me, though, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You're not going to happen.
Yeah, I
They're
mean
gonna
they've
take
killed
him from you.
villains. I mean, I guess Littlefinger was the last big character.
The worst.
Littlefinger.
Yeah, and I
Hated
hated
that
him.
dude.
Yeah, he was so creepy.
I didn't like his voice. Everything was always like a high inflection whisper, like Sansa. Everything I've done for you has
Yeah,
always
yeah,
been
yeah.
because I love you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
And I
this-
loved your mother and
I
her
love
and your
mother
aunt.
and your aunt.
Like, what?
It's like, who did you not love?
Dude.
And by the way, I never thought it was appropriate that she was breastfeeding her 13-year-old son.
Yeah,
right?
So
like,
crazy.
Oh my
Creepy.
God.
I knew she
Yeah.
was falling in that hole.
Yeah, that was just
the first time I saw it.
That was so horrible.
Littlefinger, his mouth. Something
His
about
little
that.
mouth.
Yeah,
Um.
I didn't like it.
Anyway, well, it's a great show. I'm looking forward to
What's
it.
your dog's name?
Daenerys.
Right, of course it is. Dude, that dog
course.
is enormous.
yeah.
I saw her dancing around the hall the other day.
Oh yeah,
on
the
that
video.
you
Yeah,
posted.
yeah.
She's
She's still got some more growing to
She's
do.
in that clumsy,
so crazy.
goofy. Doesn't
Yeah.
realize how big she is. Stage.
She probably when she's fully grown, she could stand on your shoulders.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
just like put
Yeah.
her arms up,
Yeah.
like slow dance with
Yeah,
me.
she could do that.
I'm sure she could.
She hang
Yeah.
out at People's Market.
All the time.
Yeah, that's so
she's
good.
she actually thinks she owns the place. Like
Yeah.
I try to walk her away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she tries to pull
she
in.
tries to pull me
She's
back
like,
to the
"Bring me
People's
to all the
Market.
people."
Absolutely.
Time to hang
Does she
out.
try to cuddle and forgets that she's bigger than you are?
I'm not trying. She does. She
Aw,
actually will
she's
kick
like
me off the
cuddle.
couch sometimes.
You sit on her lap.
Yeah,
that-
exactly.
other way
Yeah. I'm
around.
like,
She's
dude.
petting you.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, my little.
Yeah, it's
little owner.
hilarious. Yeah, she's
awesome.
she's pretty spoiled at this point now.
Cool.
I
Well, hey,
can't wait
man,
to meet her.
we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Appreciate you having come by
Yeah,
today.
No problem,
Corey,
man.
thank you so much for coming.
So if you guys
Absolutely.
get to find him, he's at People's Market, or he's at Queen and Glass, or he's in the lab writing books, or he's prepping for this podcast,
Yeah.
or he's revisiting his law degree that he may still get at some point.
Yeah.
He's Charlotte's most eligible bachelor, ladies. If someone needs to reach out to him, he's on Instagram,
There
Solo
you go.
Dolo. That's not his Instagram
Yeah, it's
handle,
not
but
not anymore,
Anyway,
at
not
least.
anymore, but he's out there somewhere, folks. Appreciate you coming by, man. Anything else you want to share with 12 people in Charlotte or possibly anywhere else on earth? that are
Come to
watching
the
this?
People's Market.
Come to People's
That's it.
Market.
Support local.
That's right. Our
Yes.
coffee's
Yeah.
there, so
Love
boom. Awesome. All right, man. Well, appreciate you coming.
Same here.
Anything else out of you? Are we good?
I think we're good.
We're good? All
Yeah.
right. Until
Thanks.
next time.
Bye, guys.
We'll
Thanks,
see you